Welcome, seekers of forgotten lore. Gather close to the light, for tonight we shall turn the pages of time itself, back to an age before the sun and moon, to witness the birth of a shadow that would one day seek to cover the world. This is the story of a fall from grace, a tale of how the greatest of evils was not born, but meticulously crafted. Before time, there was the thought of the One, Eru Iluvatar. And from his thought came the Ainur, the Holy Ones. They were spirits of immense power, each a fragment of his divine mind, brought forth to be the agents of his grand design. Their existence was harmony, their purpose, creation. At the command of the One, they began the great music, the Ainulindale. It was a symphony that sang the world into being. Through their celestial harmony, the vast halls of time were shaped, and the vision of a world, Arda, was given form. It was a song of mountains and rivers, of stars and forests, a perfect and beautiful composition. But among them was Melkor, the most powerful of all the Ainur. Gifted with the greatest share of knowledge and power, a fire of impatience and pride burned within him. He grew weary of playing his part in a theme he did not create. He desired to weave his own thoughts into the music, to bring forth creations born solely of his own will, not of the One's. His music became a loud, repetitive, and vainglorious theme of its own. This was the first discord, a war of sound that marred the grand symphony. Melkor's theme of power and dominance fought against the harmony of Emru, introducing elements of suffering, darkness, and despair into the fabric of creation. The world that was foreseen was now forever stained by his rebellion. Among the Ainur were the lesser spirits, the Maiar. They were helpers and servants to the greater Ainur, the Valar. And among all the Maiar, few were as skilled or as promising as a spirit named Mairon. His name meant the Admirable, and for a long time he was exactly that. Mairon was a servant of Aulë the Smith, the great craftsman of the Valar. From his master, Mairon learned the deep lore of substance and craft. He revered order, structure, and perfection. He despised waste, friction, and chaos. His greatest joy was in bringing a complex design from abstract thought into flawless physical reality. In the beginning, his desires were good. He wished to see the entire world ordered and perfected according to a single, masterful plan. He saw the chaotic elements of nature, the randomness of life, as flaws to be corrected. His goal was a world that ran as smoothly and efficiently as one of Awasul, List's great engines. This profound desire for control, this obsession with unflawed execution, did not go unnoticed. Melkor, who had already begun to sow his discord in Arda, saw in Mairon a spirit of immense potential. He saw not a servant of Aulë, but a reflection of his own ambition, albeit on a smaller, more focused scale. He saw a tool waiting to be sharpened. Melkor did not approach Mairon with offers of destruction and ruin. That was not Mairon's way. Instead, he came with whispers of logic and efficiency. He spoke to the very core of Mairon's being. He praised his skill, his vision for a perfect, ordered world. "Why," Melkor would whisper, "do you constrain yourself to the slow, ponderous plans of the Valar? They are content with imperfection. They allow chaos to fester. Their vision is limited. But you see the potential for true order. I can give you the power to enact it, to bring your perfect designs to fruition, without delay or compromise." Mairon listened. He looked upon the world the Valar were shaping, and saw what he perceived as flaws. He saw the untamed growth of the forests, the unpredictable nature of the seas, the stubborn free will of living creatures. To him, these were not wonders, but errors in the great design. Melkor's words presented a seductive alternative, a world where his will could impose the perfection he craved. The key to Melkor's seduction was power. Not just raw, destructive power, but the power to enact one's will upon the world swiftly and completely. Mairon, who had toiled for ages in Aulë, Mess forges to perfect a single object, was shown a being who could reshape continents with a mere thought. To Mairon's mind, this was the ultimate tool for achieving his goals. Melkor's will was the most effective instrument for order he had ever seen. The fall was not instantaneous. It was a gradual erosion of principle. At first, Mairon likely believed he could use Melkor's power for his own good ends. He would take this immense force and use it to bring about the ordered world he dreamed of. He convinced himself that the ends would justify the means. He began as a spy in the camp of the Valar. He would report on their plans, their creations, and their weaknesses, all while maintaining his guise as the admirable servant of Aulë. He was playing a dangerous game, believing he was still in control of his own destiny. But the path of shadows is a one-way road. The time came when Mairon had to make his final choice. He abandoned the light of Valinor and journeyed to the dreadful northern fortress of Utumno, the first great citadel of evil in Arda. The very air there was poison, and the stones themselves cried out in agony. In the freezing depths of Utumno, Mairon swore his undying allegiance to Melkor. He forsook his old master and his old name. Here, in the heart of darkness, he fully embraced the philosophy of his new lord, that the world was a thing to be dominated, and that power was the only truth that mattered. It was here that his transformation was complete. The spirit of order and craft was now twisted into a spirit of tyranny and domination. The desire to perfect the world became a desire to enslave it. He was no longer Mairon. Melkor gave him a new name, a name that would be feared across all the ages of the world: Sauron, the Abhorred. Sauron became Melkor's most trusted and capable servant. While others served through brute force or primal terror, Sauron served with his mind. He applied all the skill and knowledge he learned from Aulë to the cause of evil. He became a master of sorcery, a cunning strategist, and a lord of deceit. He organized Morgoth's legions. He designed cruel engines of war. He bred new and more terrible creatures for his master's armies. The very order he once cherished was now used to create the most efficient and terrible war machine the world had ever seen. He was the architect of Morgoth's empire of hate. This is how Melkor created Sauron in his own image. He did not create him from nothing. Instead, he took what was already there: the desire for order, the brilliance of craft, the ambition for perfection, and he twisted it. He mirrored his own pride and his lust for domination onto the fertile ground of Mairon's soul. Melkor's evil was one of absolute nihilism. He wished to corrupt and ultimately unmake the world, to reduce it all to the void of his own ego. Sauron's evil was a direct inheritance, but with a crucial difference. Sauron did not wish to destroy the world. He wished to control times it. He wanted to rebuild it in his image, as a perfectly functioning, centrally controlled empire where all wills were subservient to his own. It was a more insidious, and in some ways, more enduring form of evil. It was the corrupted dream of Mairon the craftsman, now become the nightmare of Sauron the Dark Lord. He was the ultimate expression of his master's will, a student who had perfectly learned the lesson of tyranny. The fall of Mairon into the shadow of Sauron serves as the most profound tragedy of the Elder Days. It is a testament to the terrifying power of a single, corrupting idea. Melkor did not merely gain a powerful servant. He planted a seed of his own malice in the most fertile soil he could find, ensuring that even if he were to fall, his dark legacy, his shadow, would endure through his greatest and most terrible creation. The echoes of this fall still resonate through the histories of Middle-earth. If this tale of shadow and betrayal has stirred the lore master within you, honor its memory with a like, and subscribe to our chronicle to ensure you do not miss the next chapter. Until we meet again, may your path be lit by starlight.